Hello, everyone. Welcome to VRV Podcast, episode 136. Our weekly episode, or our weekly podcast, where we talk about everything VR. I am PJ,
I'm Wookiee.
and we'd like to share VR with you. Old school. So it's just the two of us this evening.
Happy
Holidays.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, holidays, we try to keep it light. It's hectic enough getting guests in here when it's not a holiday, so don't want to bother anybody. So we'll just be talking about VR and other things, so buckle up. So how's it going, man? Like, we haven't done one of these episodes in a long time, so
It's been a while.
yeah. What's
Going.
new?
Going.
Cool.
Brain's full of a bunch of stuff, so that's good. Yeah. How about you?
I just work on the old thigh gap and just kidding.
Keeping
need
it
to,
light
though.
with peanut butter
Yeah.
pie. Yeah, I'm working
Tis
on
the
mine,
season.
filling that in.
For peanut butter pie. But yeah, like Beth's whole family is like sick and dying, so we
that's
restructured
a
Thanksgiving to mostly.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're just gonna have her son and his girlfriend over and play Mario Party and cook a little feast, and that's it. So
Wow. So what's I won't go into details. I hope her family's okay.
yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else.
That was it.
Are you getting a spicy turkey like you normally do?
No.
No.
Pardon me. The price is raised on that. So backstory for PJ, those of you just tuning in, Popeye's chicken has a mean ass frozen turkey you can get. You have to order it like sometime in October. The full on spicy turkey. All you gotta do is put it in the oven and like finish cooking it. It's already cooked. But man, is that shit good. Like best turkey you'll ever eat. But I got sick of paying. It was like, I want to say $35 the first time. Then it was like $40.
No.
I'm like, it's getting up there. It was like $65 last year. I was like, no. It's just me eating it. I'm like, no, it's too much. Like, I can't make that many sandwiches.
Yeah, I don't care how good something is, but after the fourth time of eating it in a row, it's like, okay,
Sorry, I had to handle a cat.
that's cool.
I missed what you said, but yeah.
I just said I don't care how good anything is. The fourth time eating it in a row, it's just like, all right, I've had enough.
Yeah.
So if you're eating a whole turkey by yourself, yeah, that's a lot.
I didn't manage to finish it all. And I can't bring myself to like take half a turkey to a neighbor. I'm like, I was picking at this and I didn't know if you wanted to have some. I'd be like,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, we usually like don't do much for Thanksgiving anyway.
Oh, I think Wookiee hit a button. He's off his game this evening.
Like a bat of your stone arm. Like, I know there's a cat there. We don't usually do much on Thanksgiving anyway. We live so far away from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just like girlfriend's picky eater. So she doesn't have much of the stuff, even if she helps cook it. So it's kind of like, I can't justify it.
Yeah.
We'll do a little bit tomorrow, but not much. Plus, she's recovering from 2 major dental surgeries from the same day from a week and a half ago or whatever. So.
Applesauce time, bitch. Wookiee's causing a lot of dead air fighting with a cat, I think. I don't know if you're voguing or doing something, so.
Freaking out about a cat. Yeah, you nailed it. I think I heard you say it's a cat. Sorry, not the last time. They can be chewing
That's
my foot
fine.
off and won't do that again.
I'll just keep talking so there's no dead air. Speaking of, we're very bad at it. So I'm sure our regulars know, but for anyone that doesn't know, if you're listening to the audio podcast, we're doing the show live from VR in our own custom space.
That's right.
And it's really cool. We have guests in here, and they can bring in assets and posters and pics, and we decorate with them. Working on moving to a new platform soon, hopefully, where we can actually do grabbable assets,
Normal VR stuff.
avatars. Yeah,
It's
it
just
would be a little more VR.
what I'm going to implement is, like if something gets near the camera, I'm going to throw tomatoes, and it's just going to have some sort of, splat when it gets near you. So then the whole show is just going to be us throwing the props at the camera.
Yeah.
So tune in for that.
Yeah. So I just figured we'd go around the table and say what we're thankful for. Just kidding. But I am thankful for VR on its own, but like, I don't know, we've been doing this show a year and a half, going on 2 years coming up. I'm still shocked we have a weekly guest. I mean, we've had people come back more than once, like very happy about it, so that's awesome. But it still blows my mind. There's still people, so
nice
many
guys.
people to talk to. Yeah, everyone's
nice
awesome.
Guys. They love us. I have no idea what's bringing them back. Not me. So. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's probably not. Yeah, everyone's been a treat. Like, I don't think we've had any guests. That's what I'm thankful for. Any guests that have been like, you guys suck. I mean, I would agree with them, and I'd want to know what we suck and how well we suck at it. But we haven't had that discussion with them, so at least not to my face. So VR community, you guys are great. I don't know if you just heard that crash behind me.
Yes. It sounds like chaos over there.
Well,
that's all
we
right.
got 3 cats now. Never wanted a cat in the first place. So we used to have bunnies, and we had a bunny, and he was a special needs bunny. Every bunny we get is special needs. We started with Little Chief ages ago. We had Azul, which we didn't name him, but it fit, and he passed away unexpectedly. Then we got Chahi, and he immediately turned deaf, and we got him neutered, and one of his pieces of junk was actually a cancerous tumor, and he had bathroom problems. He had sand in his urine. Like, he was like a special case. I keep getting these special case pets. But we wanted him to have a buddy. So we couldn't find a bunny around the same age because it's hard to get a bunnies to pair. So we adopted the best cat ever named Jerry. He's got one of those, I can never remember the weird name of it, but he's got balance issues, probably because his stray mother was malnourished when she had him. So he's not good at balance. So he doesn't jump up on much, which is really good. And he's just the sweetest cat. And then the bunny passed away. Chahi passed away. And then girlfriend was like, wouldn't it be nice if just some sweet cat just magically appeared in our backyard? And I swear to God, it was like that same day or that week, here comes 2 cats. One of them has a collar on and is obviously well fed. The other one's scrawny. So we take Mr. Scrawny. He's as sweet as can be, but he's dumb as rocks. Jerry's weird. This cat's just like, the standard Leroy Jenkins cat, like, doesn't think. But he is so sweet. And then his brother, and Jerry was like $2,000 after all the scans. We adopted him for the shelter. So he was like, geez, I'm going broke. I haven't got to eat ramen to have cats. Merlin wasn't bad. And then Merlin's brother, who looks like a noble dragon, we saw him when we adopted him. Like a year later, or not a year later, months later, about a month ago, he came to us with a hurt paw. And they're very much brothers. And we had just gotten Merlin the second because he's magic, so we named him Merlin. We got the second cat not to just be a freak about food, because he was like, oh, hey, I don't need to worry. There'll always be food here. Bringing his brother, who's a little more street savvy, and he's still like, food, where's the food? It's all mine. It's my food. Get away with my food. It's woken the other one up, and now they're just insane sometimes. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're crazy. That's a lot of what, when you ask how things are going, my head's full. Like 20% of that full is this cat right here. but they're all incredibly sweet, usually.
Yeah, and I still got to meet them. I got to get down there someday.
Yeah. They're an eclectic bunch. Jerry loves plastic. Corners of like chip bags, crisp bags for the European listeners. Doesn't want the chips. He just wants the corner of the freaking bag, and he'll just like nuzzle it with his tooth, like his cheek here, and it's like, what are you doing? He's not dumb. He's just weird. It'll sit there
You
for
like
hours.
what you like.
Yeah, if he's being a jackass, you just throw him a piece of plastic, and he does that like, oh, and like he dances around it a little bit, like, oh, ooh, what are we? I'm not interested in this at all. And he's like, give me the fucking corner.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, sorry for the noise. That's backstory on what you just heard a crash back there. It's probably Merlin. Because he's just like,
I picture you with a cat on your head every time we podcast, so it's fine.
yeah. Well, usually right here, there's Caesar's spot is here. Merlin's spot, he's on your lap. Jerry is next to you. So yeah, they're getting
Sounds cozy.
My gravity is pulling them in, I guess. Ooh, I just bumped one of them. The gravity that's going to grow when I eat peanut butter pie tomorrow.
Yeah. Same here. So we can talk about anything, but just getting into VR a little bit. Like we've played some VR. Like you don't play a lot of VR, which is cool. But we've played a lot of Zero Caliber lately. In October, we played that mansion game with our nephew. That was fun. I have a video of that. I thought we were going to go back and do more, so I never did anything with the video, but I probably should have just done something with it.
Yeah, I should have done it for Halloween or something. That was fun. I try to play more, but honestly, like, unless it's with you longer, I just haven't been playing much, except for very recent. But like, we play something and got into No Man's Sky, and I was like, oh, hey, I can put somebody's base on my freighter I can download it and Titanfall out of the base and land in the thing, and that was great. And then we haven't played since. I'm like, guys, you got to see this, and nobody showed up. Like,
I came out and jumped off your ship a
you
couple
did.
times.
That's right. We were waiting on Logger. I'm like, Logger's gonna. Well, don't tell him. He's gonna surprise him. Yeah, somebody put Titanfall into Mass Effect, and it's pretty fucking cool. But yeah, I just haven't done it lately.
Not Mass Effect, No Man's Sky.
Sorry, I've been doing that a lot lately too. I'm probably going cross-eyed.
No.
Somebody put Mass Effect into Titanfall. Well, they did put Mass Effect in No Man's Sky because I had the Normandy outside.
Yeah.
So fuck you.
Yeah.
Just kidding. You call it. But yeah,
I don't know if you saw it, but one of our favorite games to play as a group is Demio, and their next content drops soon, December. New hero, new map. There's a PvP mode that has been play tested by people we know and love. All that's coming out 2023. They said they want to take more time with it, but this new stuff, I'm pumped. So that's good to hear, and it's still free. Cool. Like that's like their 5th update, like content update, and it's still free. It's shocking to me.
I don't know how people do that. That'd be like $5 something to keep the lights on, but I guess they sell enough copies. It's fine.
Yeah. We play a lot of stuff with our nephew, and that's kind of why we haven't lately, because he keeps having kids.
Just have cats.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just as bad.
But yeah, we have fun.
Good time.
So I've been doing a couple cool things in VR. Played a couple AR games. One thing, Cactus Cowboy Mealy's Adventure just came out. I played through it twice now. It's really cool. You can set the size of the map to your play space. You can go pretty big. It's AR, so you kind of see your background in the real world if you prefer, if you like. You can turn it to VR, and then
Is it Quest 2
was
or
that?
Quest Pro?
It's for Quest 2. Well, it's for all three headsets. The only thing that's different on the Quest 1, you have to play it in VR mode just because the pass through isn't where it needs to be. But on Quest 2 and Quest Pro, you can do either one. And it's kind of cool because it has the background, and you can change the color, but obviously it comes with a default green color. So your whole real world is like tinted green. It looks really neat.
Hmm.
I'm still trying to, through side quest, you can record your pass through, because if you just record, it's just black, so you only see the actual like assets, and it looks fine, but it's much cooler to show off, if you want your background. So I've been working on that. I recorded a bunch of it. Some people have probably heard like my Quest 2 controllers like have been drifting like nuts. Like if you'll see me just start sliding. But I was playing Cactus Cowboy Amelia's Adventure, and it's a platformer, which is really cool. Like I said, you can zoom in and out and place it. And then you actually like have to dodge things like with your body, but you're also controlling Emilio like a third person view. So it's kind of like a platform game in a way. And I was doing these platform things, and my controller is just drifting. So like my cactus is just like, and I have the video of it. It's kind of funny. I don't know if anyone else finds it, but like it took me like 20 tries to do this one thing. I'm like, God damn it!
Sounds
But
funny.
the game itself is great. Like, highly recommend. All the Cactus Cowboy titles are free on PC VR Quest. You can't go wrong. New one coming out soon. But yeah, that and Toy Monsters is a game. It's very much Plants and Zombies in VR, where you're just playing on a table. Which, if you ever played that, I love that game. That was so much fun.
That's cute.
But it's just another thing where you have the backdrop open, and it's kind of different, kind of neat. Just cool options. I love the options. Like AR and VR, I think, are mixing really well, and people are being creative with them. But finally, a couple other things I've tried. I'm not going to remember names, so forgive me. But
Notes.
there's this really cool app where it teaches you to play piano. You don't need a keyboard or piano, but if you have one, I keep meaning to go borrow someone's and try it. But without one, it's still really cool, and it has a lot of songs. Like it's really neat. So that's
Can't you
awesome.
just go to the Yamaha store and just be like, just sit there, play theirs?
I get there with a tux on, in the cartoons, and I like throw my flap up and I sit down, crack my knuckles with my headset on, and just woo. But I highly recommend it. I'll put a link in the show notes because I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, we're bad with the name. Gotta get better at that.
Yeah, there's so much going on in the world. I can't do names.
We weren't that great anyway. But I've seen that one. That one looked cool. I'm really excited about Zero Caliber getting getting mods, and I hope that there's a way that my Quest 1 can still like use the levels, because man, there's a lot of people making lots of cool levels. Like when we do Pavlov, and it's got stolen levels from every other game. It's like I'll just enjoy this.
Yep.
But Zero Caliber, the gun action's been really good. And on Twitter, I saw you post, like, I commented too. And they were like, "What do you want to see in the game?" And PJ was like, "The fucking riot shield that's already there. Give me a loadout, and that's all I want right now."
Yeah.
More content and stuff like that would be great. But it's like, one time, I think I just had the shield, and I was just ripping you and our nephew apart.
Whatever fucking handgun you had, you just fucking sniping us with it, like one shot from across the map.
The Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
And I'm just like loading it out. I don't remember if I have a scope on it or not. And I'm just like, yeah, and right in the head, like first shot. Like I can't even see him really. Like I got smudges all over my glasses inside the headset. I'm like, got him. And then having a shield. It's so fucking fun. Like,
Riot shields are the shit. I just got my Riot Shield Lego guy in the mail today. He's pretty cool.
Nice. A streamer that I follow, because he was showing off Warcraft on the Steam Deck, which made me make some probably unwise purchases. Um, he's playing Division 2, and then I got kind of a,
Yeah,
you
the
know, for
old
that,
pill hand boner.
yeah, the old pill hand boner. Jerry gets a tail boner, the cat. Anyway, um, and he was doing like, I don't know, he's just showing like some stuff he's playing, but he must be geared up. But he's just got the riot shield, and there's like 50 things shooting at it constantly, and it doesn't break. And I'm sitting there like,
Yeah,
oh, is that
that
game?
game.
It's great.
I don't know how many times we've played it or played through it. Maybe just once, and we just keep going back with other people and get like
We
two
keep
missions
we
in,
keep
and no one plays again.
we keep trying. So I tried to play the Division
That's
1 with
that's a
folks,
flat
and that was
screen game
tricky.
that I can just hop in at any time and just enjoy myself. That game is so sweet.
Like the first one was real good and atmospheric, and the second one they just kind of nailed some MMO gear. Because I remember having the grenade loadout, which if we go play
Mm,
on PC, I probably still have it. But it had all these things like explosive kills can give you a chance to like give you an extra grenade, and then one chest piece that was like you can actually cook the grenade. So when you throw the grenades, you see like the perfect little vector line where it's going to go, and you hold it down, and it starts tracing back up the vector to let you know where it's going to explode, and you can just put it right in people's faces, and they can't
yeah.
run away. I mean, I was just chucking grenades. That was so much fun and so well done. And I was like, for the fleeting moments, just like that Grand Theft Auto 4 week, everybody we knew played, and it was
Yeah.
perfect with cops and robbers mini games, and it just dissipated. So enjoy games while you have them. It's like, oh, that perfect moment just left.
Yeah.
So
I've
good
been
stuff.
on a roll completing games recently, and we're gonna obviously via our podcast. We're gonna talk about other shit. So if you don't like that, bugger off.
Don't like
Um,
it.
I
We're not going to
finished
give you a
God of
refund.
War.
We already got your ticket money here.
That's a free podcast. I mean, what do you want?
Yeah, we love
But
you,
I finished God of War
which
2018.
surprised me.
Yeah, so I won't tell my PS5 story again, but I highly like that game was woohoo. That's an amazing game. Um, I started Zero Dawn Horizon Zero Dawn before that. I just finished that now too. I got into it and I was enjoying it, but then it kind of got a little repetitive and the story kind of yeah. But
Starts
then
out cute, and then I'm sure there's a
yeah,
lull. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
no, it's fine. And then I just pushed forward because once they announced that title for PSVR 2, I'm like, okay, I'm playing all of them. So I
Yeah,
finished it, started the second one, Stabbing Westward or whatever the fuck it's called. It's not called that.
Forbidden
That's a
West.
band. Yes, Forbidden West.
I
That's really
remember the
cool.
name.
Yeah. There was another game I finished, I think on the Switch, and then I think there was an Xbox title I played too. So been doing
This
pretty good.
this doesn't sound impressive to anybody listening, maybe, but this is a guy who like walks into probably Skyrim too, but like Witcher 3, and isn't compelled to ignore everything for a month.
That's not accurate. I've done that plenty of times. I don't remember there was something happening with when I was playing Witcher 3 because I played a lot of it. I get sidetracked on side quests and then I'm like 200 hours in, then it's like I want to do something different for a bit. That was the only like I finished God of War because I'm like, there's a new one coming out and that looks amazing. But Witcher 3, the next HD update comes out next month, and that's what I was kind of waiting for.
Yeah, I remember you put that on the burn. I was just picking. But yeah, he never
I
finishes games. I stick with one game way too long. And PJ sticks with one game about a week, it seems. So
well,
we're polar opposites.
it depends
It's
on the
over.
game because I've finished all the Mass Effects and I've played a lot of
It,
games,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying you'd never finish them. You're just worse than
but I do play like
usual.
I'll play 20 different games in a week.
Yeah, and I just can't. Like, I think we were on the developer roundtable once, the early episodes, and I was like, I'm kind of like, I have to get like really into a game because like switch it up and the control schemes are different. And one of the developers was like, "Yeah, no shit, because it's a different game." I'm like, "Well, it's not just that. It's like it's hard for me to explain because like
It's like going from Switch where the A and B buttons are backwards to going to any other platform where they're all the same, and it's like,
right,
God damn it!
yeah, that. But it's even deeper than that because like I'll get like so into like the reaction times because I'll practice stuff. So if I'm playing a game and nobody's on, I'm playing like as if we were in a tight spot. So like you know playing I don't know any game that isn't I'm not in a series like if we're playing Destiny. I'm jumping around doing stupid stuff as if my life depended on it in practice, and I probably look like an idiot. But
It was
then,
like, was that Bushido Blade where you can do the one hit kills?
yeah,
Like I'm like, I think he thinks he's gonna die. Because you're just
well,
like,
like not getting like into that, but I'm like my my brain is like figuring out the reaction time. That's why like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 made me break the disc, which you guys outed me in one of those developer roundtables too. I think that was
that
on
was
my
our 100th
fucking
episode.
birthday. Was that on
Yeah.
my birthday? Yeah.
Yep.
Um, but it's like I get in there, I expect like I'm starting to like my the parameters are kind of lining right up like the Star Wars targeting thing, and then they come around the corner and it's different because of lag, and you can't predict that, and their lag handling was so bad where I like it just drove me nuts because I couldn't. How am I supposed to perfect that? And like I've got all those clips of Titanfall with the Kraber sniper, and I'm just sniping people off the zip line with that. Like I
Mhm.
got to hone in. And if I switch from like Halo to Call of Duty, it's like, yeah, it's the same fucking game, but the controls, like my brain's figuring them out, and it bugs the shit out of me when I switch. Oh,
I I I will get I get that because again, I'm more of an Xbox person than anything, and the Elite controller is the fucking shit.
it is.
Going to PS5 and going back to a regular controller has been kind of rough. Like I'm very strange. I can go from like southpaw controls to normal controls and not miss a beat. So it hasn't been that big a deal, but it's just I still feel my
How?
fingers grabbing for the paddles.
That's the worst thing. Like, if anybody hasn't tried a controller with the paddles on the back, if you do try it, it's like, this is fucking weird. And no, I will never use this. I hate it. But if you go through learning it, I've got more clips. I think that was Black Ops 3. Like my ass is running up walls, jumping down, spinning and headshotting somebody that's laying in a bush trying to get away from me. And there's like, they got no chance because you never have to
Yep.
take your fingers off the stick. You can't go back.
Yep.
It's great. But yeah, like, yeah, I love the PlayStation 4 controller I have because the touchscreen was cool, but it's shaped, it's not my favorite. And then it doesn't have the paddle. But yeah, I get you.
No. I saw an adapter on Amazon for $50 that supposedly you can use it on there. I don't know if I trust it or not, but I'm looking at it.
There was cheap ways to add paddles at the back of any controller too, but
Yeah.
yeah. Steam Deck's got them. They're just kind of weird. Um, those are more buttons than paddles.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's got them on the back.
Nice.
It's got like two clickable like mouse like laptop touchpads on the sides for one for each thumb and the joystick. Is really
That's
hardware
cool.
is really impressive on that thing. It's a little janky. um, yeah, but anyway, like I can't play 20 games in 1 week. I have to perfect it. But
If time wasn't a thing, I'd be right there with you.
that is true.
But yeah, and then what was it? I might misspeak, but it wasn't this week, but I think it was last week when like frickin' 6 or more like really good VR games came out. And it's just like, Jesus, space these out a little bit.
I
'Cause
think
then
I
I had
saw
to
a few
make,
people on Twitter saying like, "We're going to get some videos out if they wouldn't all drop in the same week, so have some
yeah.
patience."
Because
But people,
for anyone that doesn't stream or like do things like a podcast, like if you get codes from people, like some companies get it and they'll give you the code and like, hey, if you want to make some videos, cool, here's the date. You can't release anything until then, but here you'll have 2 weeks to do something. Some of them are like, you have 2 days, go. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, yeah, I'll pick and choose. But I think I
Skate to
got through
Live
3 or 4 of them.
pretty good.
Yeah. Aspire 2 just came out. That game is sweet. I want to play co-op with somebody. It's like I'm not pointing at you, I'm just saying.
I know.
So Aspire 1 came out and it's very much like Splinter Cell in VR to a point. It's not trying to be Splinter Cell, but it's very similar in some ways. First game was awesome. Second game comes out. They have a full story, but there's a co-op mode for 2 people, and it bridges the gap between the 2 titles, which I think is awesome. So I don't know like what co-op elements there are, but it'd be a good game to sneak through crap because you can go loud and all that, but you can very much sneak around everything and hoping there's like team takedowns and stuff. We'll
Man,
find out.
every time I see stealth game, it pops up like I want Splinter Cell on the old first gen Xbox, where like the multiplayer was like I think it was up to 2-on-2, but it would move you around. But the guards, you were like it was a first person shooter, and the people sneaking around were third person. I thought that was like the coolest thing is you lose all your peripheral vision in the first person shooter, so you're just running like a dumb guard. They could be right next to you, you didn't know, and then you could grab and like talk in their ear through the microphone, snap their neck.
That's the other thing. Aspire 2, they have voice commands, so you can sneak up behind someone and say shit to them, and they'll do different things. But there's also you have some tools, and there's like this sticky bomb you can throw, and you put your hands up to your mouth, and you can say shit, and you'll hear your voice thrown over there, and the guard will go over there. Like it's so fucking cool.
Because usually, you get like a bullet casing or a rock or a pop can or soda can. Sorry, you use a clink. Like, oh,
yeah. Like in Zero Dawn, you throw a rock, and everyone's like, "Jesus Christ, let's go check that rock out." It's like, come on.
Sometimes I make girlfriend like spit water out her nose or something because we were just talking about this the other day, something to do with like a stealth game, and I went, "What?" Like from old school Tenchu, which is she's laughing back there. Old school Tenchu, if you get like spotted by a guard or you distract him, it's like in Japanese, except for the noise you hear most often. What? And it's like, what the fuck is that? It's so funny. They're like Stewie trying to say cool whip. Cool whip.
Cool whip.
Cool whip. What? What?
It's awesome.
Except for that guy peeing in the corner. I don't think he ever made a sound. Must have killed him 50 times.
What a way to go.
Gross.
Yeah.
Where to? Love the stealth.
Yeah, I threw a couple of videos up day one. I gotta keep playing through it, but I like it. There's some of these games like that, and here we go with names again. God damn it. Red Matter 2. Like these games that are coming out on the Quest 2, at least. I know you have a Quest 1, so I try not to bring it up, but like they look so freaking good. Like it's like how the hell? Like Red Matter, like I did a side-by-side of Quest 2 and PC, and like when I was editing that, I kept confusing which one was which because I didn't want to fuck it up. Like that's how good they are. Like it's obviously like they could probably go in and make the PC one even better, but damn.
Reduce their draw calls, I guess. So good textures and silhouette.
But another game that came out that same week was 4VR that does. They now have bowling, darts, cornhole. I think there's one more. They put out a pool game, and it's a lot of fun. Like playing pool in VR is fun. And they do it cool. Like all their games have a similar feel. Whatever you're doing, there's like a YouTube player. You can have music on. You can just kind of chat while you're playing it. Like cornhole is a lot of fun. Like I am surprised. Like I've gone in that game just by myself, throwing shit.
What are you doing?
Playing cornhole.
Really?
Scoring hole left and right. Audio listeners were doing an appropriate gesture. Sorry.
Yeah. He was acting like he was throwing, but it looked like he was reaching into his pants.
It happens. And then
just imagine that.
the big game everyone knows about, Among Us, came out in VR. I played a couple times with the Let's Talk Oculus podcast. Yeah, I there's a video I shared if you haven't seen it. It's funny. I jumped in there. I did a tutorial like a good person does before they try to play with their friends, so they know what's going on. I'm like, all right, I know what's going to happen if I go in a public lobby. So I'm like, here we go. I jump in. It's all kids shouting and screaming. It quieted down after a bit, so I literally just followed this one kid around and just pointed at him. And the funny thing is about that video, for those who haven't played, they can't see my hand like when I'm doing that.
Oh, really? But you were pointing at him. He's like, "Blue, why are you chasing me, Blue?" Or whatever your color was.
You can only see him when you're all gathered in like the cafeteria at times, but when you're all running around, you can't really see it. It was just kind of funny. Yeah, I tormented that poor child, and that was fun.
Then it looks like
that's a fun game
with him for a bit.
Yeah. Gave him something to cry about. No. That's a fun game. Like, it's obviously a huge hit on every other platform it's come out on, and it's a good time. Like, it works really well, and it's another one of those games you kind of have to like communicate and like say, because you're either lying or trying to figure out who's killing people.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. If you're just a mute, I mean, that's one way to go too. Not say anything, but that only gets you so far. Like, one other guy that was playing with us and myself, it was our first time playing, so we used that as an excuse to get away with killing people for way too long. We're just acting so dumb. Like, I don't know, I was over there and then this shit happened and I don't even know how to like bring up the map or some shit. Like, it's funny. Try it out. It's best with friends. If you need anyone to play anything with, let me know. I'll play. But
he'll play anything at any time.
Yeah.
20 times a week, sounds like.
Pretty much. But I can't remember what else came out. There's some good stuff, but I was rocking some RC Rush by T-Monster.
That game looks pretty good.
That game is fun. It's on Xbox now, but it's all, PC VR. It takes me right back to childhood when we drove those around. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember, but we had that garden at that one house we lived at, and our parents surprisingly let us make a track around the outside, and we dug holes and made jumps, and it feels just like that. Like, it took me right back to that, and that was really cool. So,
in VR or just on Xbox?
I only played it in VR. I haven't tried Xbox, but it's fun. Like, it feels like the controls, like you feel like you're driving a remote truck. It's really neat.
Wow.
And just like, when you're doing that in the real world, you're standing here. So like to turn left at a sharp corner, like 50 feet away, you got to really kind of have a feel for it.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. And some of the AI drive like bastards like myself. So I get a taste of my own medicine. Like, I know that'd make you happy.
He's the worst. Really good racing driver. Every bit as good as I am, if not better. But will run your ass off the road to the point where you're laughing so hard you can't stop laughing and you don't know why you're laughing. But then your car is destroyed for the rest of the lap until you can repair it. It's like, oh my God, him and our nephew. I just get away from them and just keep going, and it's just chaos behind you. You're like, ugh.
You're always a lap ahead of us because we're just fucking each other over. Like, you never know who's telling the truth.
I can't. And I literally, like, unless it's PJ, I don't try to wipe anybody out.
No.
I mean, if you play Grand Theft Auto Racing, you're just going to wipe everybody out anyway. But yeah, I'm just sitting there like, and a friend of ours who used to play with us a long time ago, his name was Freezer, and he took off. I hadn't seen him in ages. He came back for like one day on like one of the Forza games, and we were playing, and he was like cursing me out. I was on the inside of a corner. I'm like, dude, I'm at the wall. He's like, don't you wipe me out, Wookie. And I'm like, Breezer, I am on the wall if you come any closer. And he's just like, don't wipe me out. Don't. And he just careened right into me and then blamed me for it. And we never saw him again.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. Classic.
Forza's funny because they have the drivatars, and apparently my drivatar is a fucking asshole. Because
Piece of shit.
even before I even played the games, like, I mean, I played some, but it always carried it over to the next title, and we checked out a couple and had fun, but it's not really my thing. But I get messages from random friends, like, just so randomly, like, you jerk, like, they thought I was playing the game and running them off the road. I'm like, I haven't played that game.
If you don't,
It's fucking
they
funny.
need to tell people what that stuff's like, because like that'll screw you up when you're not ready for it, and you see like your friends in gamer tag running around, and you're like, what the hell? There was one shooter game that did that. You go online, and if you didn't, this was ages ago, coming in the 360.
Yeah, I remember that.
You're running around, and if there wasn't enough people to fill the match, it would start putting in bots, but some of them would have like real gamer tag. So then I'd see like a friend of ours run by, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know you had this game, and they just shoot you in the face, and you're like, and literally I had no idea for like 30 minutes. I'm sitting there like, what is going on? I'm checking my headset and shit. Like I had no idea. I felt so dumb when I realized it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. The robots can take over, and I wouldn't even know. I'd be dead. I'd be dead.
Oh, hey, Gil, nice to...
Yeah, it was him. It was Gil.
Yeah, I know.
Gil and Ender. Yep. Because another friend of ours hadn't seen him in a while. He just shows up. I should have known something was up. I'm like, holy shit, Gil's got this game. Because he would do that. He'd just show up in a random game. I'm like, Gil.
Yeah, no communication for like 2 years, and all of a sudden you meet him in a game. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I love that guy, though. We tried to get him walking through, like, playing, like, the first Battlefront, and we never got to play. We spent 50 minutes trying to get him to be able to join the lobby, and it was the best time ever. Like, it was so funny, because he was like, oh, I got this backwards. He said, go to my setting, or go to my account, so I was on your account, thinking you said go to your account when you said my account. That was like 40 minutes into it, and I was like, this man works for BioWare.
Yeah.
Oh, like, how do you not know how games work, man? Anyway.
Good times.
Funny time.
So, yeah.
Yep. While we're not in VR news, I have a new favorite Star Wars spaceship.
Oh?
I just saw episode 11 of Andor. You caught up? No spoilers?
I think then is that the last episode that just came out today or something?
I think so.
I haven't seen. That's the only one I haven't seen.
I won't talk about it then, but it's not a huge spoiler. But it's just like I've been waiting for a Star Wars ship that I liked, and in an early episode of Andor, I saw I think the Reaper, which we had in. Sorry if you can hear Jerry crying. He chirps. He doesn't make a noise until he's like, I'm alone. He doesn't know you're right next to him. Anyway, the Reaper from Star Wars Squadrons was like a support ship on the Rebel or the Imperial side. And you see one of those when they escape from Alcatraz or whatever. That's episodes ago. Sorry. And I was like, oh, I missed that ship, but it's too. I love that ship. I mean, I wrecked the hell out of some people with that thing in the game.
Yeah.
But it was like the shape of it wasn't quite me. I'm like, I wish it was just more. I see what they're doing, but it's like a flat TIE fighter. And the ship, you've already seen it in the show. But like it's more square. It makes it a bigger appearance here, but it's the dude that talks to the main character early on and gets him into the trouble. You see him like land a ship in the outskirts. It's that ship.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! Like Slave One has been replaced. Maybe that's a tough call, but
yeah, that's a huge bar.
Well, it's just my style, like the flat, heavy, hauly flyer. So I always like the Slave One because it's like a hauling ship. Like same the reason everybody loves the Millennium Falcon. And I was like, ooh. If I have a problem with Legos. I don't even want the ones I have, but then I see like a big impressive thing like the Ultimate Collector Series Mandalorian ship. It's just all gray. It's
Yeah.
not like, in the movie or the show, it's like brushed metal. It's all gray, and I'm like, that still looks pretty good. And I'm like, if one came out of this one, I'd be like, it's $400.
They're so.
Jerry's got to pay me back. Sorry.
I love Lego, but goddamn, they are expensive. Like, how do like when we were kids, we had a lot of Legos, but they weren't. They were still expensive, but I don't know how people afford shit for these kids these days. I don't know.
Yeah, what the hell's going on? Everything's like 4 times expensive, and nobody seems to have any money. Like,
Yeah.
the billionaires all have. But yeah, I would have a weak spot for that. I have to get rid of some of the ones I have to make room for it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
That's my thing. Like, I have stuff just literally like my Optimus Prime Lego is standing right there on the floor because I have nowhere to put it.
The 90th anniversary castle is still in the shipping box.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the box of it. I like opened it. I'm like, yeah, that's it. And then
You just like to know you have it.
that's weird.
Yeah. But whoa,
Who's this?
who's come forth, traveler?
I can't hear
Can't
you.
hear you. Are you muted? Sorry, audio. It was some random person has joined us. We don't know who it is. Can't hear you. Might have to rejoin. Oh, don't run away. No.
I just ran off into infinite space.
Oh my god. I wish the camera was quicker. I would have caught that.
They're just out there scooting around in the nether.
I have no idea who that might be.
Me neither. If you can hear us, please relog. I want to. They're just scooting around.
He's behind you.
Ah! It's that Among Us game.
Oh.
He's putting peanut butter on my brother.
Well, since there's an audio to this, I'll keep talking. Please relog.
Sorry.
I want to know who you are. Speaking of Legos, I completed my Bounty Hunter collection. I'm working on taking good photos of said collection.
It's pretty sweet.
I did the same thing with the Black Series. I have them, and I need a background so I can take some cool pics with it. But that very much, I said this to you, like that scene on the Death Star and Empire Strikes Back where they're all just standing there, like that's my Last Supper picture of PJ's life. Like that's my thing.
PJ wins the lottery. There's no Velvet Elvis. There's just a velvet bounty hunter spread. Tapestry. Well, who's tapestry? That's funny.
Oh, speaking of like holidays and shit.
I forgot about you already. It scared the shit out of me. They just came up behind me, listeners. Sorry.
I guess now they're playing patty cake. Is this Robert?
That's what I was thinking. Nobody else has rubbed your cheeks so mightily.
Raise your left hand if you're Robert. No? Maybe they can't
Robert?
hear us at all. I don't know.
Is this syrup?
Lion face, lemon face. Lion face, lemon face. That's what that says.
That's a joke that nobody's going to see or get.
Yeah. Huh.
So,
Yeah. back to VR. I've posted some videos of a couple games from Mirrorwind Studios. They have a bundle on sale on Steam right now. It's only like $11 for these two titles, and they're a lot of fun. One's a rail shooter. They're both cyberpunk. One's a rail shooter, and it's a lot of fun. The other one's kind of like actiony, where you're running around killing a lot of things. Federation 7, and I'm going to screw this name up because it's Russian, but Desperate Vladstock is what I'm going to say. Check out that bundle for $11. That's a lot of fun to be had. Very cool. Like the music, the colors. Yeah, it's great. The gore. Like on Federation 77, I had a video where I slowed it down. I shot a guy in the head, and like his eyes came out.
Oh,
Like you hear and see it. It's pretty cool. If you're into that kind of thing, check it out. It's
just
a
got
lot
like
of fun.
the Benny Hill like scrubbing like in out in out. Oh, they bounce in out.
Yeah.
Gross.
But now I'm creeped out.
Yeah, the person logged off. I'm coming back.
Oh, hopefully they'll be back. I'm interested. What?
See where that goes.
On Twitter, I posted a picture of Minas Tirith, and I'm like, this is what VR is about. I want to visit this place. Like, someone make that happen. Like, what the hell? I was just curious, like, if you could pick one thing like that, like, what would you want to do in VR if anything was possible?
It's a really good.
Because
if anything, like action or just like a locale like that, like walking through a painting in VR or
either one or both. I don't care.
Oh man, it would definitely be.
We hung out in the Hobbit hole on Steam. That was cool.
For like 40 minutes, we were running around that place. There's so many good things. Like, I would think Middle Earth with a World of Warcraft like art style. I'd like to walk around that, or just just get into the battles. Especially like if the Minas Tirith was like Stormwind, curvy rock aesthetic and stuff like that. And that would be pretty nasty. In a good. Yeah, I would never leave that. Yeah, because Stormwind in VR. Where did we see that? Was that just like one of those homes that you can just put in? I remember that was kind of
it's a home thing too, on Steam. There was also something else. I don't know if it was just someone made it. I saw another version of it that was just as cool somewhere else too. So I don't know if that was just a custom thing, but
I know that Flat to VR Twitter account was talking about they're making or have made that Final Fantasy 14 VR mod. I can imagine being a gnome in Stormwind. Like the scale would be amazing. Even a dwarf. You're gonna get me going on Warcraft, but I would probably be something Lord of the Rings like that. Like as much as I want to go fly around in space too, but it's like, yeah, Lord of the Rings would have me by the balls.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, squadrons, like that's legit fucking flying around in a TIE fighter, X-Wing, any type of ship they have. Like, not that there's more to do there. I don't want to give up, but like we've seen that a little bit. I want to see some of that shit you're talking about.
I want to see like the real shit. I just wish with Squadrons they would make some sort of giant space MMO out of that because it looks so fucking cool. It's just once people figure out the meta of 5 fucking TIE bombers, you can't do anything with that. They ruined that, but it's like that was just amazing too. But I want to see big sprawling medieval landscapes.
Yeah. Elysia is coming soon, and that's as close to Warcraft as anyone's ever gotten that I've personally been in. So that's gonna be pretty sick.
Knock my socks off.
Yeah, I think it might. Like, I honestly think it might.
I will check that out, definitely.
And those guys are awesome. They've given me like 3 private tours around the entire world. Like, Like, hey, you want to come check this out? Yeah, sweet.
I'll go next time if they invite you again.
Yeah,
Because
I'll chat them up.
when I said that guy with the Steam Deck and Warcraft videos maybe make a bad purchase, I have been playing some Warcraft. And yes, you can play with a fucking controller and on the Steam Deck, which is insane. I switched back from controller because I was playing on the classic, which is more simple, starting with a new character. Controller completely viable except for Druid because there's too much going on. But that's insane. Playing with a controller. Yeah, back to retail. Been playing with that. You gonna play the dragon thing, PJ?
The what?
The dragon thing, the new class run around in the opening for the new area.
Oh,
Dragonflight.
here's where we run into problems with games like this. It's the same old shit. Wookiee and I get into a game. There's a couple of different versions here, but we get into a game. We play hardcore. Our friends aren't as hardcore, but they want to play it. So, long story short, we end up with like 20 characters, all different levels, to play with all these different people. Now it's kind of happening just to the two of us. It hasn't really happened, but just the scheduling is so tough with games like that you can just play, and if they don't, like, a lot of games have learned, like, just everything's individually leveled to whoever's playing, so you can play with anybody you want. But it sucks.
Except
like, you're either the person that hasn't seen what you're seeing right now yet, or and it's really cool, but you can tell the person that's with you that has seen it is like, yeah, I've seen this, cool, yeah, check this out, it's neat, but I've seen it. Or you're the person in that role where you're bringing your friend in and they haven't seen it yet, and you're seeing it, like, I just want to go see something else now. I've been here a while. Like, it's tough.
Yeah. Warcraft has solved that already now, though, in retail. Shut up, Jerry.
Oh.
Except for like the quest progress on the same quest. There's this I think it was in that Cataclysm thing. There's like this time dragon called Chromie. Cat. But now you've got it where like you can go talk to that thing, and it's, unless you're max level, you're stuck in what they call Chromie time, which is really hard to figure out. But like you can go talk to this thing and say, which expansion do you want to be like in? So you can go like the Cataclysm up to like level 30 because the max level is like 60 right now. It was 50 a minute ago, I guess. But from 1 to 30, you're in old vanilla, and then from 30 to 50, you're in the Cataclysm stuff after the big world change thing. And then every expansion after that, you can just click on it, and it's like from level 10 to max level, you can be in that expansion, and everything is your level all the way through. So if you were level like 40 and I was level 10, because I was running through trying that, I'm like level 10 bonking stuff, and it's getting my ass kicked. And there's like a question mark person getting their ass kicked by the same monster right next to me. So it's like, to me, it's a level 10 or 11. To them, it's their level side by side in the same quest. So it's like except for being on the same exact question, they have solved some of that. And my mind was blown because they don't do that good a job of explaining it. But when I kind of realized like that maxed out person next to me is just as much trouble as I am, maybe less because they have better skills because I'm 10. But I was like, holy shit, like that's impressive. Like they're working on it.
It's only taken 20 years.
Right. And this next update coming out on like Monday, I think, the professions are all revamped where it's like you can actually just get gameplay from being in their professions. It's all like sprawled out. It's not just like, oh, I made 600 armors to level it up. Like they all work together and there's a complete redo thing with a work order thing. And it's like, holy shit. 10 years too late, but like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So
I'm really tempted. I've gotten to where like my time I have divided up really well, and if things work, and I don't want to open that door again and be like, I'm in there. That's my week.
Yeah, it's dangerous because they do a bad job of explaining stuff. Sorry, people, it's a little Warcraft rant, but like in a couple of past expansions, they have new races, And friend of ours that was friend anyway, they helped me unlock the moose cow. They're the big Tauran cow people. They added moose antlers, like another high mountain Tauran version. You unlock that race, and then I race changed to that took forever to do, like in 2019. I just basically got there and I got moose antlers on my guy, and I just logged off and never logged back on because it was a grind. They've shortened that, but with him, I'd already had quite a bit unlocked of the Dark Iron Dwarves for the Alliance.
Jerry's excited about that.
Yeah, really. It's crying. But I already had them mostly unlocked, so I unlocked those, and I'm like, ooh, they're fun. So I'm all kind of like, this is dangerous, but they've made a lot of good changes. So
Yeah.
kind of excited. I've been excited about Warcraft in a while, except for like, oh, controller, got to check that out. Well, that was the free hit. That wasn't free because I had to buy a Steam Deck. But I'm not using that right now, so I shouldn't have bought the Steam Deck. Anyway, but yeah, so there's hope for the future there. If they came out with a VR mod for that didn't get anybody banned, because I don't know the details behind that stuff and all the changes they're making, I'm like, hey, this is this is getting pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
I need to make just enough money for like a 1-bedroom apartment and 2 bedrooms for the cats, maybe, and a Warcraft subscription. No, just kidding. If that
Been
comes
there.
to VR, yeah, that'd be nuts.
I'll talk to the Lisa team because I'm serious. Like, I know I'm hopeful and everything's always cool, but that shit is legit. Like, I felt like I was running around in Warcraft.
And that's the big thing why I keep going back to Warcraft. It's like literally the best art style for like my personal taste. And I'm sure millions of people feel the same. But it's like, as much as we've talked about, like, I'll just go walk around, unless they make a Witcher MMO, just go walk around. I'll just stare at stuff. So like,
Yeah.
Girlfriend, like PJ and I have our own like questing pace too. Other people like to
Yep.
burn through content. So I remember the last time we played, it was right before they did some of this Chrome Time. Like we could have been leveling from like 10 to max level in the Northrend Lich King continent. Instead, we were stuck in those outlands and we got burned out. But we're like, let's experience the quest. Well, that expansion is like the biggest one, and it's just basically there to just slog you out. So you have to spend 10 weeks doing everything. And we were just like, oh. If I play with a girlfriend, she's like, I got to get the quest add-on, so I got to know where I'm going and maximize. And I'm like, look at that tree. It's a cool tree. And I'm so slowing everybody down, but I'm galloping through loving my questing time, but I'm just slowing everybody else down.
Yep.
But it didn't
That's
matter.
Something. This might take us off topic, so I apologize. But that's something recent, like in the last couple years, and it kind of started in VR, but now it's gone over like to flat screen games because they've put in photo modes. But like half the time I'm playing, I'm literally taking screenshots and shit, and like,
Yep.
Like I almost have more fun doing that sometimes, some days, than playing the game. Like I'll take 100 screenshots a night and like sort through them and like, oh, this one's cool, and then I'll post a couple.
It's kind of like trading cards of your own.
Yeah.
Like I'm the same way. Like I guess maybe it's been an appreciation for you, just like how awe-inspiring it is, and like they've got visually impressive games now. Like you started really hard doing that in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like you just started posting screenshots all over the place because that's a gorgeous game. So do that stuff too. I take too many screenshots. I still have hard drives full of screenshots, probably.
But yeah, I don't know. Everyone's different. Like World of Warcraft, when it first came out, like was very slow paced, and you'd spend a week in one area just doing quests. But like if you're like us, like just exploring and shit, like that's my favorite thing. Like I just want to see new shit, and the environments are so freaking cool. Thanks to this Stone Punk team, they'd made some of those. We talked to them before, but then they like, everyone's sick of leveling up. They just want to get to end game shit. So what used to take you a month to get to level 10, now it's a day. It's like burn through the game. It's like I don't like this. Not my thing. I don't care about end
Yeah,
game shit.
I know they're kind of squeezing that out, and then there's still so much crap to do that if you don't pay attention to the level, it still levels too quick for me. But like,
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to go like play an expansion from like if you want to try a new class. That's what I'm trying to get to do. Like, I want to try this out and do that whole expansion from 10 to whatever, and just go through it the way it was kind of meant to be for that expansion. So that's really nice.
That's cool.
You can still do it on if you hit max level, you can still do it, and everything is like that level.
I like that.
So, I think unless it kicks you out of that chromie time, I don't know when you hit max level, but I think everything is your level when you're in that shit. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of a goofy thing when you figure that out by walking through a elwyn forest and the boars beat the living fucking shit out of you. Like, and you're like, what? You don't even expect it. You don't even think about it. Fucking kobold come up and
I'm just here for ribs.
yeah, no shit. But yeah, that happened. Like, why is this a 41 boar? What the fuck? Because I was playing a paladin and they have like a ground AoE, so I'm just doing things, and I didn't know I was pulling everything, everything nearby. And like, why did I die? The critter got me. Yeah, Jerry, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Back to VR stuff though. As much as that stuff.
I think we walked the line of half and half. We're okay.
But the Dark Iron Dwarves are cool. Those little you did more rating than I did in vanilla, but the mole machines they pop up out of, kind of like the shredder thing. One of their racial skills is they get one of those. Like it's a kind of a Hearthstone thing. I can pop one out of the ground every 30 minutes.
Nice.
And you can go collect hidden ones throughout the land and get more spots. Like if you get like Stormwind to start with, and you can keep getting them. And I was like, oh, it's just for me. Nobody else can use it. But I'm like, oh. So I want to go find those. Like that's more time. There's shit oodles of things to do like that. But unlocking the races was kind of a pain. But again, I already had to have the work done. But
yeah,
it's cool. I'm kind of excited for the crafting thing. Like usually I'm like, but
I've recently figured that out in games, and it's VR games, flag games, anything that has crafting and collecting and stuff. Like I love gathering and collecting. Like we played Ark, and I'd fucking go chop a fucking forest down all week long.
We had that shit streamlined. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. There's very few games where I've enjoyed the actual crafting, and like I'm hoping some VR games coming soon will kind of fix that, because if you can physically like pound out, like hammer it yourself, different story. But in games, like just the mechanics, like it just seems like busy work. But to me, chopping a tree down for 3 hours straight, that's fine. But building something with that wood, just like
Yeah. What I read about the update to Warcraft is like even the gathering is more fun now. There's like little mini games to it. Like herbalists will get random seeds and you'll find little seed patches where you can go plant it. You'll get like rare spawns there. There's I think the people that skin stuff that you can make bait traps and rare monsters. Like you just kind of do that and you sit and wait and you hide,
awesome.
and like a rare monster come out and you can skin that one, which sounds awful. I don't know if you can tame it like a hunter, but like they all have like that kind of stuff. And then to get the high end gear, instead of having to go farm like a dungeon over and over, you can just go farm the mats for it if you know what it needs, and you can put in a work order and put your mats in the work order or something like that, and it's like somebody else can go fill that work order. They have 30 minutes to actually make it for you, and you can get high end gear that way. So it turns it into like how you want to do stuff.
Yeah, and you and I have talked, I don't want to say secretly about things like that, but that's exciting because that's what I want. Just a game where like I said, I love gathering. I don't want to craft. I should be able to hand those things to a friend or someone. Craft that for me. You know?
Yeah. It's what they're starting to try to do. Thank God, because it was before. It was like I got to make 600 shoes to level up an imaginary number. Now it's like everything's intertwined. They all have to work together. It's like a huge revamp.
Because again, back in the old days when WoW first came out, and for the first couple of years, you'd find your own mining routes organically and figure shit out. Like, well, I did. I know a lot of people like have to search everything instead of playing the game. But I found all these like mithril mining routes, and it was so cool, and that was my fucking weekend. And to the point where, like, I think you were in that thread on Twitter where there's a guy making a mining game that I'm like, that looks like my fucking mining route from Warcraft. He's like, that's where I got it. Like,
Yeah,
that's awesome. But yeah, that's just cool. Like, trying to think of the name of the game. It was that game that is literally. Now I'm trying to think of another game. Animal Crossing in VR. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
I think I played it with you for. No, that's not the one I played with you.
No. But you can do all kinds of stuff in there in mining, and there's this cave you go in and mine, and I was just in there for an hour. Like, I still love that game, if I could think of the name of it. But literally mining physically in VR is the coolest thing.
It's like Pet Cove or something weird like that.
Yeah, you're thinking of the right game. Just can't.
Sorry, if PJ gets it, maybe I'll have a link in the show notes. But I remember liking the look of that game, and I'm like,
yeah,
I had a addictive problem with the first Animal Crossing on the GameCube in 2003. I don't want to revisit that again. But yeah, so even the
isn't that funny? We're like, we want a fun game to play, but we don't want to have a game take over our life.
It's true. It's a weird conundrum.
Raccoon Lagoon. I just looked it up.
Nice.
And now Garden of the Sea is much different, but also very much kind of the same game. Both those games are cool. I've played them both, but yeah. Nice.
Eric.
Oh, go ahead.
I just said very cool.
And I don't.
I would just have to know like the end game of that stuff. Like, I'm fine with spending a weekend mining, but what do you get to do with that? That's where I question the investment of the time in games. It's like Ark, we were building our own giant loft cabin thing. I wish we had videos and screenshots of that because that was fucking impressive. Like a pterodactyl loft with launch bays made of wood.
Real quick, there was this huge ravine in Ark, and if you've played Ark, we turned it into a co-op game instead of a PvP game. Huge ravine, and we had a base on one side of it. We built a freaking wall inside of that ravine to the other side, and it was like, it had structure like walls, ceilings, rooms, huts, like it was different like places to do.
Mansion built into
it was insane.
Yeah. But on
the game could not run because it was so awesome.
Yeah. When you got near it, flying like a pterodactyl, it would like freeze for me for like a good minute or two solid. And then I would have been smacked into a wall by the time it loaded. But yeah, giant A-frame loft hanging off the edge of the cliff over here and like all this stuff. It was crazy cool. And then an update made it delete itself and it's gone.
Yeah, and then we're like, we're done.
Like I can't remake that.
Yeah. Oh. Be a fond memory for the rest of my life.
I still have a clip of when we made our first raft and met an alligator. that was
yeah.
Cool.
Anyway. Yeah. So many Star cool Wars things.
Ships and things. I want to go play Zero Caliber now. I want to use a damn riot shield. And here's how, one thing about that riot shield in Zero Caliber, I don't know how long I was using it because it's so hectic. I'm trying not to die and you get up top to grab it. And I think after one of the matches we died, I still had it. And PJ like reloaded his gun on a clip that's like duct taped to the inside of the shield. I didn't even see it. It's like right there in front of your face. I didn't even notice it was there. I swear to God, it wasn't there until you did that. And then I was like, I don't have to drop it to reload the handgun.
Well, I didn't notice it. I mean, we had been playing for a couple days, and I never noticed it. And then I'm like, I don't know if I bumped the button or I saw it. I'm like, what? And then I figured it out. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
right then and there after the match, like clunk, like, hey, look at that. I'm like, there's literally bullets right in front of my eyeballs. But my brain was looking past that, I hope. At the
Trying not
action.
to die.
But then you're just like clunk, kill everybody. Just don't let it run all the way out, or you gotta pull the bolt back. Which
Fun
is just
stuff.
wasting a bullet. Yeah, I really want to. I hope. I don't know how they're going to do mods though, because like with Pavlov, you had to like on PC, you had to install the mod and then like wait for everybody to load it. So the bigger, clunkier the level, the longer that would take. I don't think they're going to be able to do that in the Quest. Maybe the Quest 2.
It depends on the file size, I guess. I don't know. Waiting to find out.
Word.
But we've been going for quite a while, so we should probably wrap it up.
How long have we
I forgot
gone?
we started half an hour earlier than normal.
Oh crap!
So-
We've been going for like 80 minutes.
Fine with me, but you know how Bender
70
gets.
He's fine. I really want to know who showed up.
Yeah, I'm gonna start asking questions after this. It can only be one of 10 people. So, but on that same topic, we were talking about plans for our space here, and you know, anyone listening or watching, let me, if you have any feedback, let us know. But we're planning on, again, we both work full-time jobs, so things move a little slow in VR verdict land. But, oh shit! Who are you?
They're back.
I thought I heard someone talk.
We know you're muted now. There was TV in the background. The jig is up. Who is this?
Anyone listening or watching, let me, if you have any feedback, let us know. But we're planning on. What kind of weird sadist are you, man? Again, we both work full-time jobs, so things move a little slow.
Right through YouTube, right through the fucking audio.
All right. You fuck, Robert. I knew it was you.
I was talking about my wife. I was like, how the fuck did they know it was me?
You guys, you all make fun of our simple avatars, but I'm telling you, any of you guys, I can tell who is who just by how you move around in here.
I just wanted to stop in for a moment.
That's fucking
and
funny.
then it turned into another thing.
Wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for these orbs.
Yeah, I'm happy about the orbs right now. But now I can never stop in abruptly again because you'll think it's me.
Just email
That's
Johnny,
awesome.
he'll do it.
All right, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to go put up a Christmas tree.
Awesome, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, you as well.
We'll be talking to you on the podcast shortly.
Yeah. Yeah. Things have. I'll have to message you in the chat, but things have changed a bit since our initial timeline. But yeah.
Cool.
Maybe still do that. We'll see.
All right.
We have plans. So as of
Well,
right
good
now,
luck.
it's still on. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work, but
Same old
always.
story.
Yeah, same shit.
Well, enjoy your tree. You just lose audio. He logged off. He froze. Well, that was Robert.
That was Robert. Working on the game Heartlands. Check it out. It's going to be cool. But we'll have him come and talk to us again on the podcast. More than we do on the VR roundtable.
An episode just for the Heartlands game betas and launches and things. Cool.
Yep.
Now, that game, like, When he first started, it didn't look like it what it looks like now. I remember in Spatial Ape, it was like, hey, it's cute. He's got like 9,000 pairs of pants. And it's like, it's getting fleshed out. Now it's like there's wood textures and Skyrim looks
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, we need to update our video for the round table to get his new trailer in there because the old
There's like,
he's very cool about it. He's like, I don't care, it's fine, but I know it probably hurts inside.
yeah, it's probably a good reminder, but he's just like, I'm just going to say wave a magic wand, but it's like all new graphics.
Yeah,
Okay. Jeez.
a lot of
All that, and
breakthroughs.
yeah, he's got time to put up a Christmas tree.
Well, before we wrap up, when do you normally put up a tree? Because I gotta tell you, I shouldn't care about shit like this, but I apparently do. At work, they just had like a couple Christmas trees standing in this one hallway, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. I don't want to see that
Yeah.
shit. The town I live in is hanging up shit on the lights, and like, just give me till the day after Thanksgiving, motherfucker. Like, it wasn't even Halloween yet when some of this was happening. I'm like, ah.
Everything's fast like that, so it does bother
Yeah.
me. But then I'm like curmudgeon. But it's like I still don't get in the Christmas mood until like Christmas Day, so I need to try to work on that because I'll be like, Yahoo! Christmas is gone. Like I
Well,
don't even know why.
Yeah, I get
Care.
that. And my thing, so I take off the last 2 weeks every December. As an adult, that's the only thing that makes Christmas kind of feel like Christmas, you know?
Mhm.
But another thing I do, like the day after Thanksgiving, like I've shared my personal holiday music share list with you. Like I start playing that the day after, and that kind of gets me into the mood, beforehand. And
Last year, I didn't listen to the Can't Wait for Christmas to Come until February. Like I missed Christmas with that. And I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to listen to the song.
Anyone wants to know what the playlist is, I'll share with you. But before playlists were an actual thing, like I made this shit and I found and collected these songs. And
I looked through my stuff the other day because I'm like, trying to declutter, and I found the mix CD. I was going to say mixtape, but the mix CD with that on it. It's like on my counter. I'm like, oh hey, it's got a little handwritten note from PJ what's in the track.
Yeah, it's funny.
Aww.
But like I can only start listening that day after Thanksgiving, and I can't listen to it the day after Christmas. As much as sometimes I want to, because some of the songs are great. But that's one thing that just makes it feel like a holiday for me, like my own little personal thing.
You don't listen to it the day after Christmas? You cut it off on Christmas? There's no wind down?
The day after Christmas is the cutoff. Like that's the last day I can listen to it until the next year. Yeah.
Why so rigid?
Because I normally have other things going on, like with stuff like that. Like if I listen to a lot of audiobooks and some podcasts, and I have a real problem trying to balancing them. Like I'll listen to like 4 books in a row, and then I'll be 3 months behind on the podcast I like. So there's big problems here. But so yeah, we'll probably be putting our tree up Friday. We have our new cat Jinx. Well, he's not new now, but this will be his first Christmas with us. So I kind of know how that's gonna go, and I'm not too excited about it, but we'll see.
I don't know if we're actually going to put up our tree because we got the 2 insane cats recently, and I don't think have we had Jerry a year. I don't even know. It might be the first Christmas with all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Nicole's got her girlfriend's got stuff going on. She's recovering from dental surgery. I can't handle cats tipping over a tree right now. He was he was attacking the tree.
And he's the good one.
He's the one that like you show him something plastic and he's like, oh, he just does that too. And he's just like, oh, we're starting the dance of seduction. It's like it's a plastic inanimate object. Stop trying to chew on it.
I had a memory pop up from today, like I don't know if it was 4 years ago, but literally the tree was up like 10 minutes and I have like 10 pictures of Muse under it, like very cutely, and we have an ornament with her name on it and a cat that looks like her, and I caught it perfectly, like it's hanging right over her while she's laying there. Like that's cool. But
that's cute.
She just lays under it, likes the lights, but every other cat has just been in terror. So we'll see
Yeah.
how Jinx does, but I kind of know what's going to happen. Anyway, we should probably wrap this up. If you're
Word.
still listening or watching, thank you
We
so
love
much.
you for it. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And if you're not from America and you're not into our holidays celebrating the genocide of people, that it's probably really bad that we celebrate it. It's just about eating. Have a great day anyway. And forgive us our weirdness for having holidays about that. But anyway, have a good night.
See you, everybody.
Go kill a turkey.